Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing our very last mock draft of this offseason. We're literally 5 days away from the draft, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and mock as accurately as we can. We're going to use every bit of information that we have so far, and I'm going to just mock draft. I'm going to go with what I think is going to happen. I'm going to go off gut feel and buzz. Obviously, draft night always gets crazy. We get like 5 picks in, and everyone's mock draft all offseason is completely ruined. So we're just going to have fun with this mock draft. I'm going to try and be as accurate as possible, so let's get right into it. All right, so first on the clock, we have the Carolina Panthers. Sounds like it's a done deal. Bryce Young is going to go to the Panthers. He is like the minus 2,000 betting favorite. For whatever reason, the Panthers fell out of love with CJ Stroud. We're going to take Bryce Young here to the Panthers and move to the 2nd overall. We're on the clock with the Houston Texans at the 2nd overall. Now, there's a lot of rumors and buzz that CJ Stroud is not the pick here, and I think that might be true. You have both a brand new first-time head coach as well as a first-time offensive coordinator. I feel like throwing a rookie quarterback into that mess sounds like you're planning to fail. That just seems like a whole lot of brand new guys. It's too much going on within the organization, too many new people. We're going to ride with Davis Mills. Maybe this team brings in another quarterback, but they're going to go ahead and take Will Anderson here at the 2nd overall pick, and then we're going to move to the Cardinals. Stroud falls to the 3rd overall pick here, and I think a team wants to hop above the Colts to go get Stroud. Now, obviously, there's so much noise, so much chatter about everything, but I've got a feeling that the Raiders are going to be one of the teams that trade up for this pick. There's nothing on the board that's super appealing for the Cardinals at the moment, so we're going to trade them back to the 7th overall. The Raiders are going to trade up for CJ Stroud here, and I feel like there's just a decent possibility of this happening. All right, we're just forcing this trade. Again, when it comes to NFL draft day, maybe this team's like the Falcons. I don't really know, but I feel like a team is definitely trading up for CJ Stroud if he falls to the 3rd overall. We'll see. This is what I predict, and let's move forward. We're taking Anthony Richardson to the Colts at the 4th overall. Shane Steichen, mobile quarterbacks. He's already done it with Jalen Hurts. He's too athletic to pass up. This team needs a franchise quarterback. Let's just do it. The upside's just out of this world. We're taking Anthony Richardson to the Colts. We're here with the 5th overall. The Seattle Seahawks are going to take Tyree Wilson. This is a really good defensive line guy. He's a really good prospect, and a lot of people have him over Will Anderson. I don't think Pete Carroll passes this guy up at the 5th overall. Now, hear me out on this one. Christian Gonzalez is my CB1, but when you watch Devin Witherspoon, if you guys have been following my channel, he has that it factor. I could see a team like Detroit falling in love with him. He plays so damn physical. He hits so hard, very instinctual. I could see Dan Campbell just liking this guy. He's going to be a really good fit for that defense. They just got rid of Okuda. They need a defensive back. I'm going to take Devin Witherspoon here, 6th overall to the Lions. That's just what I feel like is going to happen. Here we are with the Cardinals after trading back with the Raiders. They need some offensive line help. They just got some draft capital after moving back. We're going to go ahead and take Peter Skoronski. He's going to be a versatile offensive lineman that they can plug and play day one. That offensive line just needs a bump, and he's going to be exactly that for them. We're on the clock with the Atlanta Falcons. They're not going to let Jalen Carter fall any farther than this. He's a Georgia fella. He can stay right in state. The talent's too good to fall any farther. I think the Falcons just benefit from the situation, and they get a really special player here at 8th overall. We're on the clock with the Bears after they traded away that 1st overall pick. They're going to take a franchise left tackle and take Paris Johnson Jr. They definitely need help on the offensive line, especially if you think Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback. We're going to pair Paris Johnson Jr. with Justin Fields. Go right back to that Ohio State well. They're going to get better on the offensive line. It's a pretty safe investment here. We're on the clock with the Eagles, and I think this team could still go cornerback. Christian Gonzalez is too good to fall any farther than this. You have both James Bradbury and Darius Slay off contract at the end of next year. They both only signed a 2-year deal. This team likes to invest in important positions before they need it. I really like Christian Gonzalez here to the Eagles. Kind of an insurance pick, but I think he has a chance to start pretty soon. Slay and Bradbury are definitely really good corners, but it's okay to get a healthy rotation. Gonzalez is young. Let him develop a little bit, and then he's going to be a superstar. It sounds pretty clear that the Titans are looking for their quarterback. There's been talk all offseason about them trying to shop Ryan Tannehill. They're going to take Will Levis here. There's a chance that Will Levis falls out of the top 10, and if he does, I think the Titans are going to be a great destination for him. That'll be a team that can lean on the run quite a bit and then allow him to make big plays with his arms when they need it. This is something that I feel like is pretty likely if he doesn't go within the first 5 picks. I feel like regardless if the Houston Texans go with Will Will Anderson or CJ Stroud at the 2nd overall. I think they're still going to take Jackson Smith and Jigbo with the 12th pick here. We're going to do that. They're going to get special at wide receiver. And then whatever quarterback is playing, they'll be very thankful that they got a good receiver for him. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers deal gets done before the draft. So we're going to keep this pick here and we're going to take an offensive tackle. That tackle is going to be Broderick Jones from Georgia, one of the best tackles in this class. They're going to improve on that left side of the offensive line. This is another situation where whoever the quarterback of the future is, they're going to be very happy that they invested in the offensive line. They have those pieces aligned before they get like Aaron Rodgers or maybe somebody else. We're on the clock with my Patriots, and I think the pick for us is going to be Zay Flowers. Now that'll be a reach in my opinion, and we could get better value at this pick, but we have been in such close contact with him throughout the whole offseason. He's already from this New England region. He does a lot of the things that we like to do with Julian Edelman. He's the kind of wide receiver that flourishes in our offense. He has that dynamic playmaking ability that we like to use. So we're going to take Zay Flowers. I don't agree with the pick completely, but I'm not upset. We get a weapon for Mac Jones. We're on the clock with the Packers, and this is a team that I like to take Quentin Johnston to very often, or I'll take like a tight end like Michael Mayer, Dalton Kincaid. But today we're going to go on the defensive line. This is how this team operates year over year. They like to invest early on that defensive line. Their linebackers, they just like to get better on defense early and then develop their skill positions and find them in a different way. The Packers are going to go ahead and take Myles Murphy, the edge rusher from Clemson. He has had a great offseason since he's been able to train. You could easily swap this in and out with Lucas Van Ness or Nolan Smith, but I like Myles Murphy inside the top 15, and I think Green Bay is a team that'll take a chance on him. Now we're on the clock with the Washington Commanders. We're actually going to go ahead and take Deonte Banks. Now I think he might be a better corner than Joey Porter Jr. It's like neck and neck right now for me. I love both of those players, but they fall in this draft a little bit. We're going to take Deonte Banks to the Commanders, and they're just going to get pretty special at corner. He's a really good player, and I'm a big fan. And here we are with the Steelers. We made it right back to our very first mock draft. They're looking at Joey Porter Jr. on the board. They're taking him, no questions. I don't have to explain this pick. I'm sure you guys have heard it all off season long. Joey Porter Jr. is going to follow in the steps of his dad, and the Steelers get a really big steal here at pick 17. Lucas Van Ness to me feels like the biggest Dan Campbell guy on the entire planet. A relentless motor, just a man's man, a tough guy, a really freakish athlete from the edge. He's going to play on the opposite side of the ball as Aiden Hutchinson, and they're going to be able to get after the quarterback pretty much whenever they want. We're going to get the Bucks their franchise left tackle here and take Anton Harrison. He's probably close to a top 20 player for me. If they needed a right tackle, they would take Darnell Wright here. Darnell Wright might be a better player than Anton Harrison, but they're going to take the franchise left tackle, and if their quarterback of the future is in next year's class, they'll be very happy that they got an offensive lineman at this pick. The Seattle Seahawks extended Geno Smith. They're going to get better on the offensive line and take Osiris Torrance. Now, he might be the best interior offensive lineman in the class. I'm sure 2 or 3 of these interior guys are going to go on day 1, and I think the Seattle Seahawks have a really good chance of taking one of the guys. Here we are with the Chargers at pick 21. We're taking Bijan Robinson here. Eckler's on this little sit-out type deal. He wants his money. It seems like he's going to be willing to play this season, but we're going to get special at that running back position, and Bijan's kind of a guy who plays in a very similar way. We're going to completely overhaul that offense and get a really special running back prospect for Justin Herbert. The Ravens could go with a wide receiver here, but I think they're going to go right to the edge position, and they're going to take Nolan Smith. They have pretty much no edge rushers besides Odafe Owe. They got to get young at that position, and I think Nolan Smith's a really good player. Here at pick 22, they're going to be able to develop him really well. They're very good at developing their edge players, and he feels like just such a good fit for that defense and what they need. We're on the clock with the Vikings, and I think this team is going to go wide receiver. They lost Adam Thielen, and they've been looking for help outside of Justin Jefferson. They're going to go with Quentin Johnston here. Now, you could take Jordan Addison, but I think his skill set's a little redundant with Justin Jefferson. We're going to take Quentin Johnston. He might fall even further than this, but I really like the fit, and they could use him. We're on the clock with the Jaguars, and I think this team's going to go offensive line. It's clear as day that Trevor Lawrence is the future. We're going to get him a better offensive line here and take Steve Avila. I think he's one of the best offensive linemen in this entire class. The Jaguars need guard and center. He can play both. He has that offensive line versatility. He's a very solid player, and I would not be surprised if he got drafted day 1. I think the Giants are going to go on the defensive side of the ball in this draft. They just got a bunch of Jags at wide receiver, and they invested into Darren Waller. I think they're going to be okay in the first round, and they can pass on wide receiver. So we're going to go with Brian Branch here and just improve that slot, strong safety position. They're going to go back to that Alabama well. Xavier McKinney's a really really good player and he's panned out, just not healthy. We're going to let Brian Branch just go knock some helmets off on the opposite side of him. My guys has been telling me that Dallas is going to go with a tight end in this draft. It's always felt like Bijan if he was there, or Michael Mayer. We're going to go with Michael Mayer right here. I think he's exactly what that team needs. He's just going to be a very consistent, reliable, seam route running, touchdown kind of guy. He's going to be exactly what Dalton Schultz was, but you jack that potential up quite a bit because Michael Mayer's a really good prospect. The Bills aren't going to pass on Jordan Addison here. They're going to improve their wide receiver 2 spot dramatically. Josh Allen really needs somebody to lean on outside of Stephon Diggs. We could go with tackle here. We could go with linebacker, but I think Jordan Addison is just too good. He's not going to fall past the Bills in my opinion. Lael Collins has been pretty much nothing. He blew out his ACL. We're going to take Darnell Wright, and this is a very good day 1 prospect. He's going to be exclusively a right tackle. He's going to slide right in, start right away. The job here is to protect Joe Burrow. We need to do better at doing that for him, and we're going to just get better at right tackle right now. There's a bunch of different directions you could go with the Saints pick here. We're going to take Kalijah Kancey from Pittsburgh. He's a really explosive interior defensive lineman. He's going to be able to get on the field right away. He's stepping into an aging defense. I'm a big fan of his. I'm sure he goes day 1, and I think the Saints will be willing to take a shot on him. They're looking to get better at the linebacker position. They lost a few guys in free agency. We're going to take probably the only day 1 kind of linebacker in this class, and that's going to be Jack Campbell. He's going to be able to step right in and be that Mike linebacker. I think he's a really good prospect. He's very, very athletic. He has really good tape and production over his years at Iowa. I like that he has all that experience. He'll be able to start right away on a defense that needs a starting linebacker. I like Jack Campbell right here at pick 30. The Kansas City Chiefs are a team that just runs through tight ends. Travis Kelce is still balling out, but we're going to take his replacement, his heir apparent. Dalton Kincaid is the man. The Kansas City Chiefs are a team that might take a chance on him. There's a very real chance he goes even before this pick, maybe even well before it, but I can't pass on him here. This offense just passes to the tight ends so much. He'll be able to get on the field with Travis Kelce as well because they use so many 2 tight end sets. He's a really special player, and I just love him here at pick 31. All right, fellas, a quick recap of what we did. Bryce Young goes first overall to the Panthers. We pass on CJ Stroud because of the buzz and take Will Anderson Jr. We get the Raiders to trade up with the Cardinals. They go ahead and take CJ Stroud. After trading back, the Cardinals take Peter Skoronski just to improve that offensive line. We took Christian Gonzalez to the Eagles. He's too good of a value here at pick 10. The Pats reach on Zay Flowers just a little bit. Joey Porter Jr. goes to his father's team. Hopefully he can live up to his dad's legacy. Bijan goes to the Chargers. Quentin Johnson gets to play alongside Justin Jefferson. The Cowboys take a tight end in Michael Mayer. Jordan Addison goes to the Bills. That'll be scary. And then we get Dalton Kincaid to the Kansas City Chiefs. He will be the replacement of Travis Kelce. All right, fellas, hopefully you guys enjoyed the mock. This is honestly the best I can do. None of us are fortune tellers. It's going to change up pretty much right after the first 5 picks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully it was kind of entertaining. I just want to remind everyone not to get married to any of these players. Draft night, sadly, is always filled with disappointment. You almost never get what you want. But for my last mock draft, I hope I got you guys everybody that you wanted for your team. And if I didn't, hopefully your team actually takes them on draft night. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. If you guys enjoy the frequent college and NFL related content, I suggest you hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.